quick. And at 30. Okay, then we have First Baptist Church NBC. So this is for the outreach ministry. And we are going up the list, so progressively a little bit higher scores. And their request is for $150,000. And I do think there were 4 that were I just thought I'd bring it up, like just for ease of discussion. There were 4 that had the same scoring once we made it into groups of high, middle, and low. So the same number of people, like 3 highs, 2 lows, and 2 middles is what we're dealing with here. And there were 4 of them that were sort of tied like that. So I'll scoot it back down a little bit. We're looking at First Baptist Church NBC, the outreach ministry. Eleanor or Melina, do you want to start the discussion?
I thought it was too much money. I thought it was too much money for what they were asking to do.
What amount? What amount are we talking about?
I think it was 150,000, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, but we can only give them.
Yes, I agree with Melina on that, and they're a first-time applicant. Also, I mean, I would have liked to have understood how many people have already been served, because this is a program expansion, and in their budget, I think that they're referring to different organizations with counseling. You guys correct me if I'm wrong. And then on the food distribution, I believe that they're working with Joyful Noise. Is that correct? Currently, for their food distribution, information about their food distribution. And so they're asking for money for a freezer and a computer, and well, I mean, that's in their whole budget. That would have been 307 food. So I just was unsure, and I don't know how many people they're currently serving. So that was, just my questions. I'm not saying not to give them anything, but I just thought it was a lot for a first time ask. And I felt that the programs were 2 separate programs, maybe the counseling and then the food to be 2 separate programs, but that was just me. And what other organizations are they working with? Because we've kind of held that standard to some of the organizations. What, could you work with other organizations? And so I would have liked to know more about that. And if anybody knows, or I didn't get it in the, please let me know.
Yeah, when I heard her presentation, she said they were willing to work with any organization in San Marcos. Joyful Noise, yeah, they did partner with them for the food as well.
And we're giving food too. So
right. So I think that shows us that they're willing to partner with other organizations to get whatever needs that the community asks for or needs. I like the fact that they're right here in the community.
Also, Southside Community Center. They've been working with Southside Community Center.
Okay.
Providing meals over there at the shelter. Home cooked.
Yeah, that would have been, I would have liked to get more information on that.
Right.
Number in mind. I just felt it was a large ask for a first-time program.
I don't think it's a first-time program. It's a first-time program for us, being presented to us, but I think that this has been something that they've been doing under the radar for a long time.
Yeah, no, I meant for a first-time ask from this. That's what I meant.
Right. Yes. And they're a little low on details. All right, so what number are we thinking about?
I wouldn't go less than half for what they're asking for. I think they justified, really, I think they justified on 150, but I wouldn't go less than half because I saw that they also got a licensed therapist to come in, the counsel face to face, and also No More No Mas is coming in for all the rest of the needs of the community as far as sexual assault and also for the elderly. So I think they're covering their bases, and I like the fact that they're in a neighborhood where we need this service, touch-based service. And so I would love for them to continue offering their services because they have before. And I would really like for us to fund them no less than half. If we can give them 100, that'd be great. But if it's 75, that would be okay too. But just not to give them anything. I'm not for that.
No. But
I was thinking more of along the lines of 100. We're talking about a church. This church has been in this community for 150 years. Okay. They have been doing things under the radar, feeding people, clothing people, counseling with people. This just didn't start. Within a church structure, you have ministries, and your ministries work with people in the church. Grief ministry. Okay. You have substance abuse counseling. Anytime you're in a church, you're going to be serving people. They provide meals, not only to the homeless in that community. They partnered with Southside Community Center. They've been on their calendar to bring food over there, along with other churches. They got on a schedule. They have had clothing drives. I mean, they've been building their ministry, and I applaud them for bringing in well-qualified people. It's hard to get people to come in to work on a consistent basis. Keep in mind that
I agree.
I'd be okay with 75. I have to say, I mean, 150,000, 15% of the entire, I mean, that's 15% of all.
Put it all back in the pot.
Would you agree with 100?
I think 75 is, fair.
I still want to push for the 100 because this is the first time they've come to us. But I'm looking at the fact that
Exactly.
they've been doing prior to this. Some of us.
What is the main crux of the program?
You don't live in the community and you don't know the work that has been done. Okay, we're talking about people that are the lowest income. And the church always reaches out. They always open their doors, even when they don't have. Okay? Even when they don't have. And this is a whole array of services. We're not just talking about, one or two. We're talking about a whole array of services with wraparound services. And I just, knowing First Baptist, this is going to be an explosive reckoning coming for that community. Have any of you ever, do you know what Gravel Street is? Do you know where Mitchell Street is?
Yes, of course.
Okay, so yes. That is why, I mean, just think about it for a minute, okay? Think about it. And until you have had to come to a church, God's house, and ask for help. People,
that's not unusual. I mean, where else would you go?
Okay, wait a minute, Gloria, let me finish. And they can partner with other organizations like Iron Sharpens Iron, okay?
Oh.
Because that's where people come. They come to the church asking for help.
Right.
So if you would, just take a minute and think about it. Think about a journey or somebody you know who might benefit. Melina, you see these people every day that could be served. at the church. So I just ask y'all, consider 100,000. You know, it would be the right thing to do.
Yeah, I think so. I think 100,000 would be the right thing to do.
The church.
Alfreda, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree with Mary about the partnership with Iron Sharpens Iron, and maybe even the home outreach, ones that we weren't able to fund as much.
Right.
I think they should get the 100,000 because it seems like they're really willing to partner with other organizations. And, you know, I'm looking at all the programs they have, and they're real varied. So there's something for everyone who needs help.
I agree. And that they've gotten licensed people to come and partner with them. So they're not just picking people out of the congregation to say, help us. They've reached out and they've sourced out for qualified people with master degrees to come in and help them run this program. That they've done that, I applaud them for that. So I'd say 100,000 as well. Elena?
I don't think that's a lot.
I know, and they're also offering counseling to adult counseling, and I like that. And like I said, that they're in this community, offering these services even before we were helping them, but now they're reaching out for help so that they can give them a little bit more of the service that they already offer and call in more qualified people. I just think that they're expanding their program in a smart way.
So is this one where we want to put a pause on it, like put a pin in it and come back? And it sounds like we are somewhere between 75 and 100,000. So
Right.
like, it could be 100, it could be 75.
Why we got to come back? Why do we have to come back?
I say we settle it.
Let's get the vote.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's get the vote.
Well, why don't we settle on something between 75 and 100?
How about 95? Just playing.
I love it.
90 would do. I would be okay with 90.
Melina, you know you see these people every day, Melina, that we're talking about.
I would be okay with 90.
Referrals, Melina.
I don't think it's going to harm us to fund them 90,000 and see exactly what they do. But 100K, yeah, I don't know if y'all.
I think we could do that 100. I think we could do that 100, y'all.
What did we do? What did we do with the heart? What did we do with Mission Able? What happened there?
It's on the not funded list.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Because they could jump over there on Southside and be wonderful partners with Southside.
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna happen.
All right, 90. I'm going with 90.
So let's see, 1, 2, 3. I have 3 for 90. 1 at 75. Alfreda, I can't remember where you stand.
And that's, I mean, because that's a lot of money and it's the first time, I mean, I get what you're saying. I totally do.
They've been working. The church is always.
They're the only church that I know to come up with
Melina,
a program like this for everyone.
You know what you see up in that court every day.
I would like to see them get 100. Just,
Melina,
I think it would be well spent. I think it would be given to a church that's already giving out services already. And I think that they've just given us a glimpse of what they've been doing under the radar. And I think it would be well spent, and I think that it would be well used by them. I would like to fund them at 100.
Yeah.
Let's say 90.
Okay.
I'm sticking with 90.
Okay. So do we have some general agreement on 90? It seems like we've got, what do you think?
We can, I'll go with 90 if that's what everybody's.
Okay.
I'll go with 90 if that's what everybody's going for.
Get that vote. Let's take that. Alfreda said 100.
I couldn't remember.
100. I said 100. Melina said 90. Gloria said 90. What did Eleanor say? What did
Eleanor say?
I think
Eleanor?
initially she said 75.
Okay, we got our 100. There it is.
I
Right
went
there.
from 75 to
We got
90.
our 100.
Eleanor,
got
did you say
100.
100?
I did not say 100. I'm sorry. No.
Melina's leaning into it. I know
you're
she
pushing
is.
for it. I mean,
Go put that 10 on it, Melina. We got the 100. Alfreda, where's Alfreda? Alfreda, so that's 3. Am I correct?
That's 3.
Yes. So we have 3 at 100, 2 at 90, and 1 at 75. That's where it's awkward that we don't have our 7th board member. But so I'm not sure where to go with this.
Melina, you couldn't see
3, 2,
going
and
at
1.
100.
No, I say 90.
You couldn't see going at 100.
That's a lot of money.
But we already have 300. Why are we talking about it? We already have 300. Why are we talking about it?
Okay.
Say what?
I didn't know that we had it.
Alfreda, me, and you.
Okay.
That's 3.
Oh, we do. Yeah, we do. We have 3.
Yeah, we
2,
do.
and
Let's
1.
move on.
Okay. Then it's 100,000.
Okay, let's go with that.
Okay.
Sorry, I couldn't read the room. I was
My
struggling.
bad. My bad.
I love you.
Okay. We are going with 100. I'm going to put that in here.
Apparently.
Okay. Well, it's a 50-50 vote. So that's,
Yeah, it kind of is, but that's all right.
It is. So that's 50% are saying 100. So we sort of, okay.
Went with that.
Well, I mean, I'm worried now. Like, should we just mark it and come back to it?
Why are we doing this? We've already made the decision. It's already been voted on.
Well, it's just not a majority vote.
We're not looking for a majority. We haven't did anybody else.
We're not?
I thought we were. We have. Yeah. But anyway, it's.
I mean, we have the majority with the 100 vote. I'm beginning to wonder what's happening.
See,
because we haven't been consistent.
Yeah. So what we had been doing, I had been looking for a majority, and I look at head nods. What we have right now, you have a 50%. Just FYI. Like I am not advocating either way. I'm just trying to make sure we have a decision that people are not seriously unhappy about. So,
oh my God.
Okay, let's keep going, and then we can always revisit it if we have to. Next one is Southside Community Center, their shelter program, similar mixed vote, and they are asking for $40,000. And so then I would still open it up to the lower one first, if Gloria, if you want to talk first, but the floor is really open.
I just have one question. And the 40,000, that wasn't cut or anything, right? That's the amount.
Yeah,
Correct.
that's the amount.
Some of them that were had to be cut or whatever.